Now these beluga whales in the St. Lawrence River do face different challenges than those in the Arctic do. Can anyone name a challenge a beluga whale might face living next to two very large cities? Pollution, absolutely, and boats. They face problems from boats, specifically noises that boats can make. Now they do face problems from pollution because runoff from the Great Lakes does enter the St. Lawrence waters where we find beluga whales. And this runoff contains a very high concentration of chemicals and toxins. And what these toxins can actually do is travel up the food web, and where they concentrate is in the blubber of beluga whales. Now some of these whales can become so contaminated that if their bodies wash up onshore, they must be treated as toxic waste. Now, I did mention they face problems from boats as well. Let's show up our blubber there for us. And noise from boat traffic is something that directly threatens belugas in the St. Lawrence. Now, I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second, but I'll give you a bit of a background first. So naturally, rivers and estuaries are areas where rivers meet the ocean, are excellent nursing and birthing grounds for beluga whales. Now these waters tend to be quite shallow naturally, and if you take a look over near the shallower area of our exhibit, you'll notice that our beluga whales, like Aurora, are very comfortable entering these shallow waters. But not only do rivers and estuaries tend to be shallow, they also tend to be very murky as well. If you look at Tika here, I'm sure you've probably noticed she's a bit of a gray color. This is totally normal, as belugas do get white as they age. They molt their skin every year. And Tika will take between 6 and 10 years to reach that very white color. But being gray allows young belugas to actually blend into those murky waters where they are first born. Because these waters are so murky as well, belugas rely very heavily on vocalizations to get each other's attention. And there you are hearing the very wide range of vocalizations that beluga whales can make. Okay, yeah, for sure, give them a hand. That's pretty impressive. Now, they even get the nicknames canaries of the sea because they are so incredibly vocal. Now, due to the fact that we've been able to observe calves as they are born and develop here at the aquarium, we've actually been able to identify one of the most important calls in their repertoire through research on vocalizations. And this vocalization is called a contact call. Now, contact calls are made between beluga calves and their mothers, and as the name suggests, it is how they maintain contact with one another. Now, each contact call is unique to a mother and calf pair, and because we've been able to learn what one of those sounds like here, we've been able to protect belugas we can find in the St. Lawrence. When we travel out into those waters and listen for contact calls in areas where they occur in high frequency, we can therefore propose that those areas become protected. And what that gives beluga calves and their mothers, like Tika and Keela, is a safe and quiet area protected from noisy boat traffic that could hinder the development of these communication skills beluga whales will need throughout their entire lives. Now, we wouldn't be able to conduct any of this incredible research here if it weren't for the amazing bond of trust that our trainers have developed with our beluga whales. So to tell us a little bit more about what it's like to work with these incredible animals every day, I'm going to pass the microphone on to our trainer, Sandra.
Hi everyone, I'll give you a wave so you can see where my voice is coming from. Working with marine mammals has always been something that I wanted to do. Today I'm working with Aurora, and I've been fortunate enough to build a strong relationship with her. Our number one priority whenever we are working with the animals is always their health care. And we're able to better care for belugas through voluntary medical behaviors known as animal husbandry. For example, what Aurora is doing right now is called a dorsal present. This allows us to take a really good look at her back every day to ensure that she is healthy. It also allows us to participate in some meaningful research projects that help protect these incredible animals. Back to you, Tess.
Thanks so much, Sandra. And it's absolutely true. We do have the incredible opportunity to observe belugas here, but connect to them as well. What I'm curious about is, has anyone here actually been able to see a beluga whale in open waters or travel to the Arctic?
Yeah, no.
I don't think I see any hands go up, which of course doesn't really surprise me because most of us don't think of the Arctic as a hot destination spot when we are planning our summer vacations. Now, I myself had this same mentality, but as a young biologist conducting research, where did I end up working one summer? But up north. Now, I was able to explore this absolutely incredible environment, and I saw so many cool things while I was up there. Unfortunately, a beluga whale wasn't one of them, but one of my most vivid memories is how interesting I could say it was for me to adapt my lifestyle to those very cold temperatures. And every day when I see our beluga whales here, it reminds me of how incredible they are to thrive in that same environment. Now, unfortunately, it may be this same Arctic home that's changing faster than belugas can actually adapt to it. With less and less sea ice forming every year, I did mention we're seeing everything that lives in the Arctic be affected. But I also mentioned that we are connected to these animals as well through our use of energy, which means there are small changes that we can make in our everyday lives to help the lives of beluga whales. We can do things like unplug our cell phone chargers or turn off the lights when we leave a room, but I'd like to encourage everyone to think bigger. Think beluga size. Organize a compost drive at your school or carpool to work. But most importantly, what we all need to be remembering no matter where we are in the world is that our lives and the lives of beluga whales like Kavna, Aurora, Tika, and Keela are intimately connected.
Oh, wow! Oh my God!
And also to keep this area clean as our traders continue to work with our beluga whales. And of course, when you make contact, please make sure not to dangle anything over the edge. If something should fall in, it's very dangerous to our beluga whales. If you see something fall in, let us know.
Is there a dryer station?
If you have any questions or would like to share, feel free to come on. My name is Tessa. I'm hanging out here for the next little while. Again, thanks so much for listening.